Okay, so I thought about those moments that we had with that organization and how our voice was used when stuff needed to be done,
Hmm.
and then our voice would get us in trouble when we needed to offer suggestions or
Right.
correction.
Well, and that was all the time. So as long as if there was a troubled patient or someone that, the company couldn't get rid of in per se, they were ready to be discharged, then, oh, we need this strong Black woman to come in and go ahead and use her force to get off. But when it came up to me speaking up for myself and understanding my rights as a nurse, and understanding that I need to have boundaries as a nurse and I'm not going to be your yes person, then I'm a threat just because I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to stand up for myself. And that is one reason why neither one of us are at that company now, because we need to be able to be who we are and they need to appreciate who we are. Also, I got tired of being the spokesperson for the culture. I get tired of that. Just because I am very engulfed in my culture and I
Right.
understand what my culture is, doesn't mean that I speak for every Black person in this world. I don't. So don't think that, and a lot of people don't, but they always wonder, well, what do you think about that?
Well, here's the thing about that. I can't always speak for the culture because a lot of times what you're talking about, I haven't dealt with as a black person, a black woman, or
And no,
whatever.
and have
Didn't
no
didn't grow,
interest.
didn't grow up that way. Don't associate it with it or anything like that. So it's kind of like, why put me in this box? I
That's
remember
right.
in grad school, he didn't mean any ill will by it, but one of my classmates said, "Can I ask you a black question?" I said,
What's
"Oh."
different from a white question? I
I
mean,
said, as long as I can ask you a white question. And he was like, what? I was like, what is a black question? Like, hey, everyone. Hadn't seen
hello.
you in a while. I'm Neikeita. This is episode 7 of Showing Our Sass. Today, we are talking about the blessing and the curse of a strong black woman. And today, I have my very outspoken, strong black woman friend. I'm going to let her introduce herself because she ain't going to
Hello,
like how I
everyone.
do it.
Hello, everyone. My name is Stacy Lambie. I am a registered nurse and I work for a local hospital here in Springdale.
Yeah, she's a nurse. She take care of the peoples and me. I'm usually a patient as well.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I am. I
It's
almost called you Friday. I just went ahead and just took a nap.
What was wrong Friday?
I don't know if it was the medicine or I got a hernia. I got to stop using the
Oh
Google.
my gosh. How is
So
it medicine to a hernia? Like that's
because I had pain like in my belly button and it'll hit and it goes sharp and then it'll spread out and then it'll come back in. That's a conversation for another day.
well, yeah, we'll talk about that when you get off because I think I knew what that was.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
okay,
Okay.
okay. Perfect. So, as I stated before, the title today is the blessing and the curse of a strong black woman. Um, this kind of came to me kind of out of not really out of nowhere, but it just kind of set in my spirit because we're kind of the minority where we are.
Hmm.
So being the minority, you are looked at a little bit differently, especially if you have a strong personality, which both Stacey and I do.
Yeah.
Um, it could be deemed problematic sometimes.
Hmm.
Um, and I don't know why I thought about this, but Stacey and I used to work for the same home health organization
Hmm.
uh, a
Hmm.
couple of years ago.
Hmm.
Um, and during that time was really a good time of growth for the organization. We had probably over 115 employees at that time. And you know how many of us was black, Stacey? Do you remember?
It was three of us, if I'm correct.
It was three.
Three.
And I was the office manager, so I had that direct report. You were one of the nurses who had probably the highest credentials in the company,
Mm-hmm.
and then we had the CNA. So I thought about those moments that we had with that organization and how our voice was used when stuff needed to be done,
Mm-hmm.
and then our voice would get us in trouble when we needed to offer suggestions or
Right.
correction.
Well, and that was all the time. So as long as if there was a troubled patient or someone that, the company couldn't get rid of in per se, they were ready to be discharged, then, oh, we need this strong Black woman to come in and go ahead and use her force to get off. But when it came up to me speaking up for myself and understanding my rights as a nurse, and understanding that I need to have boundaries as a nurse and I'm not going to be your yes person, then I'm a threat just because I
Hmm.
wanted to stand up for myself. And that is one reason why neither one of us are at that company now, because we need to be able to be who we are and they need to appreciate who we are. Also, I got tired of being the spokesperson for the culture. I get tired of that. Just because I am very engulfed in my culture and I
Right.
understand what my culture is, doesn't mean that I speak for every Black person in this world. I don't. So don't think that, and a lot of people don't, but they always wonder, well, what do you think about that?
Well, here's the thing about that. I can't always speak for the culture because a lot of times what you're talking about, I haven't dealt with as a black person, a black woman, or
And don't,
whatever.
and have
Didn't
no
didn't grow,
interest.
didn't grow up that way. Don't associate it with it or anything like that. So it's kind of like, why put me in this box? I
That's
remember
right.
in grad school, he didn't mean any ill will by it, but one of my classmates said, "Can I ask you a black question?" I said,
What's
"Oh."
different from a white question? I
I
mean,
said, as long as I can ask you a white question. And he was like, what? I was like, what is a black question? Like, we were able to have that open dialogue, but I
mhm.
think he was not ready for me to say, can I ask you a white question? Like, so you do know that sounds stupid. And that's why I had to correct you. And honestly, there's nothing wrong with being a strong black woman. It is very highly regarded in our homes, in our service organizations, things of that nature. Where I find the most problematic thing about it is in the workplace.
Well, and I can agree with that. So I have this shirt that says "Black is the new black," and I bought it from Old Navy probably 5, 6 years ago. It was when, brown was coming in as the dark color and all of
Yeah.
that. And you and I love black. Like will throw on something black real quick and sleek it up and make it be. So anyway, I wore that shirt to work one day. And I was approached by a Caucasian woman, and she said, "Well, what does your shirt mean?" And I said, "Well, black is the new black." And at the time, I think a couple of Black women had gotten to become CEOs of big companies, and
Right.
there were some articles out about how Black women are really the most underrated performers, or they under people don't what's the word, they we are the most, not really underrated, but kind of so underrated worker. So we
Right.
are of more
Overlooked.
value. Yes,
Yeah.
we are the most valuable workers in the workplace, and most
Right.
companies don't see that. And so all those articles that come out, and I just felt, like, hey, with me being one of the only Black woman in my department, and probably one of 15 Black women that actually work for the hospital that I work at. I wore that shirt. And so she approached me and she's like, "What does that mean?" I said, "Well, I said, for me, it has several meanings." I said, "So for me, it means that Black is the new black. Like, we're still here. Black women are excellent. I'm a strong Black woman. Like, don't sleep on us, because we are moving up the ladder. We are educated. We're coming. And so don't sleep on the strong Black woman." I said, so to me, that's part of it. I said, but also, I said, it really, what the shirt actually meant, and I bought it at Old Navy, it just meant that Black is still around. Black is always going to be elegant. Black is always going to be sleek. So she looks at me and she says, "Strong Black woman. Well, I'm a strong white woman." And I said, no, ma'am, there's no such thing. And so she got very offended. She got very offended by that. And what I meant by that was the saying, you don't see people walking around saying, oh, well, there's a strong white woman. The saying is a strong black woman. And I said, I'm not saying that you're not strong as a white woman. And so what I
Right.
had to get her to realize is me accepting my strong black woman, me accepting who I am as a person does not belittle your strength. And that's what bothered me about that. And she, I mean, she really got offended behind that. And we got into talking about Trump, and she went all left. It just went all
What
left after that. But
what does never mind, let me not be out of order. Like, what does
yes,
cheating on Satan got to do with this?
girl, we're not even gonna go there. But nevertheless, she was very offended by the fact that I felt that I was a strong black woman. And my thing is, it's very hard because shortly after that, there was another blow up at the table, and because we all eat lunch together, and there was a blow up at the table, and that was brought back up again. And I looked at all of them at that table, and I said, "Do you know how hard it is to suppress who I am for a bunch of lily white women sitting at this table? Do you understand how hard that is? When I'm more credentialed than every last one of y'all sitting at this table, but I have to
Tell him.
suppress who I am because it intimidates you."
Right.
And so, just with that, I mean, we had a big blow up about it, but it's just I don't know why that women, and you know what? I'm not even going to say white women because there's some black women that are intimidated
They
by
are
other
intimidating.
black women, and I just cannot understand why my strength has to mean that I'm infuriating your strength. It doesn't.
Not at all. Not
So
at
just
all.
accept me for who I am, and I accept you for who you are. But part of that is because you're not confident in who you are. So you can't accept me because you haven't truly accepted you.
You know what? That's a conversation for a whole nother day. Confidence radiates. And when you
Yes.
don't have it, it messes up everything else. I know the problem that I get all the time. Where's, especially I got when I was working in academia for like
Mm-hmm.
2 seconds. Where's your smiling face? If I'm working on a project or I'm trying to think of something, and like if you know me personally, it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm mad. I am
Mm-hmm.
really in the zone thinking.
Right.
Like, okay, you want me to do this. How can I get it done? Okay, I got this deadline. You up here asking me 5,000 questions. Now, if I don't get it done, then I get my hand slapped, but you sit up here talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
I can't smile all the time.
That's right.
Are you upset? About what?
Yeah.
No, I have my thinking cap on. Like, why do you feel like I'm upset about something? I even get it now. You know, oh my God, I have parents come up to me. Are you okay? I'm like, what? You're not smiling, ma'am. Your child is making a lot of noise. I've gotten 5 emails in a span of 6 minutes
Mm-hmm.
saying, Nikita,
Yeah.
I need, Nikita, I need. Like, I can't. It's almost like you have to have an on and off switch, and
Yeah.
that gets so tiring,
Yeah.
so
It's
tiring.
tiring and it's frustrating as well because why do I have to turn why do I have to turn something on that's not really who I am just to please other
Right,
people?
to please
And
other
that's
people.
that's what we seem to do when we're in the workplace. We have to because most of the time that means our job is done.